My goodness, this is such a special role for both of you in this series. I have to ask Christian, though, what is it about Maddie that totally devastates Simon over her loss?
That's the thing with them is that they're too close for it to mean anything less to him. I always think about how they met, third grade. They're so young. And so that kind of relationship that forms during youth is the kind where if you ever grow apart, you feel like you're lost. So she's dead. He's also dead in a way.
It must have been difficult then for you to live in that headspace during filming for so much of the time. How did you shake off or leave Simon behind during those moments?
That's a good question.
I mean, you know what? Yeah, there is some suffering, and part of that is just listening to so much music, like love songs, old love songs, all the time between takes. But he wants so badly to find out what happened that there is just some sort of, I wouldn't exactly call it hope. I would just so, call it as a kind of this need and satisfaction to where if you are in distress and you are sad, at least you have something to do. It's kind of like making dinner crying. It's like you're crying, but you're also making sure the onions are chopped, the tomatoes are chopped. So I think that's what he's doing throughout the season. So shaking it off was came natural and finding out closer and closer every episode to the answer.
Well, I think every episode is worth a watch. It's edge of your seat viewing, and you never know what's going to happen next with anything. Kiara, for Nicole, what were some of your favorite moments to see play out on screen?
Um, I think some of my favorite moments were the flashback with Peyton's character, our scenes where we're like bickering on like if she's alive or not, and I'm like, Simon, she's alive, and trying to keep the hope alive. And yeah, just the whole journey of us trying to figure out what happened to her and how different we sort of took our paths because of the different things that were happening in our individual characters' lives. Thought that was really interesting.
Is that intensity what and the need to have a resolution what you think is going to make this such a binge-worthy series? Something that you think people are going to go back to and be like, oh my gosh, you have to see this series because this is what happened, but you don't know about this and this. I mean, both of you play such an intricate role in finding out and really making Maddie, I guess, alive even in her death.
Yeah, I mean, I hope so. I mean, I think it's great writing, it's great directing, great actors, and I'm not saying it just because I've worked with them. I think it's binge worthy. I think every episode's going to leave you with another question, and I think every episode you're going to think you have answers, but then the next episode comes and you're like, wait, there's more questions. So I think it's just going to be one of those shows that you're just at the edge of your seat kind of thing.
Christian, what do you think?
I think I'm not even sure this is the right response or answer to your question, but and I don't even know if I should say it, but that probably means you
Say
should,
it,
right?
say it.
It's that I remember talking to Nate and Megan about what the show means, and while it is so much fun to kind of like estimate and play around with the murder mystery, they I think people are gonna love that the show is much more than that. That it's so much more than just a puzzle piece. It's it's what the puzzle looks like when it's solved. It's the relationships that she has with her parents. It's what Maddie and Simon's friendship is. It's a fun, entertaining show, but they kind of I feel that the writers used a murder mystery as a template for their actual message, and the meaning will be revealed every episode. There's so much to it.
Each episode is a piece in the puzzle, as you put it, and I'm looking forward to everyone getting to see each single piece play out on screen. And both of you have done such a great job of making this season one so spectacular and definitely investable.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
My pleasure.